As many of you know, most dangerous complication with this new virus is difficulty breathing, and many countries had problems with having not enough ventilators when their health system got overwhelmed by the sheer number of patients. In all these countries, doctors had to choose who would live and who would be left without a breath assist machine to die. So 2 weeks ago, UK government and since then other governments too have released official document describing what a handmade ventilator machine should be able to do to be useful life support device at all, for any creators around the world who can try to design their own homemade ones. So here's my version of it, which complies with most of requirements listed in that document. Before I go on, you must understand that this is absolutely last resort device for situations where there is not a single available ventilator left in the country and when any breath assist is better than nothing. So most of other designs I've seen so far were either too complicated or too simple and lacked number of important features listed in the document. But I happen to be a software developer, plus I build drones and also do some off-roading, thus I'm familiar with car mechanics and car electronics too. So drone motors these days are really powerful and can deliver any airflow rate on demand. Plus these motors are designed to change their speed really fast and do this reliably for thousands of times. This is actually how drones keep balance in the air. So my device uses drone motor and propeller in 3D printed housing, which is connected to the car vacuum tube, because I hadn't had access to any other tubes being in lockdown here. I had to cannibalize my car for this tube actually. And as a pressure sensor, I use car MAP sensor, which is essentially a very precise barometer and not expensive part that can be obtained on any scrapyard and works from 5 volts, which is what Arduino works on too. So all of this is connected to Arduino, which controls the motor and gathers data from the pressure sensor. The mouthpiece is 3D printed. I found it on the internet. The device has 2 modes, forced mode and breath assist mode. Doctors call it PEEP mode or something. Doctors explain that forced mode is unusable if patient is not heavily sedated, so in most cases breath assist is much more preferable, which means device has to detect when patient is trying to breathe in and push air into his lungs, and then it has to detect when he wants to start exhaling out and has to go back to idle speed. Also, UK government document explained that device has to keep positive airflow even on the exhale cycle to prevent alveoli from closing up. So in breath assist mode, car MAP sensor detects slight drop in the air pressure. Arduino assumes patient wants to inhale and spools up the drone motor, which I repeat are really good at changing speed really fast. When pressure goes above preset level, so patient's lungs are full, Arduino drops motor back to low speed to allow patient to breathe out. The pressure sensor also acts as max pressure cutoff in both modes for safety reasons. Doctor can control both mean pressure and cutoff pressure levels from the software. Also, he can control speed of the propeller, which regulates airflow rate. In force mode, doctor can set inhale and exhale intervals, and the device will oscillate between these 2 states accordingly. And additionally, doctor can have some data back from the device, such as breathe in and breathe out times for assist mode and breaths per minute, both for preset intervals and for assist mode. This way he can actually monitor health and strength of the patient and keep track of how air is being delivered in his lungs. By the way, I repeat, this is not a device to play with. It makes me dizzy when I test it for a minute or two in assist mode, and force mode can be really damaging to already weakened patient if not used by professional. I'll put links to GitHub project below, where I'll put all the documentation for anyone who is willing to go on developing from where I am right now. Things that you will need to collect are drone motor and drone propellers. You'll have to design your own housing and connection to a tube for it. You will need a drone motor ESC, an Arduino controller, and a car MAP sensor, or actually any Arduino barometer will do too. If you hook everything up right, you should be able to repeat this device and go on developing from there.